Okay, good morning. It is day 20 of the series, which means we are 41 days away from Leadville. And we're doing the Boulder Skyline Traverse today. So we're starting down here in this canyon, kind of going up. You can kind of see a little bit here. This is called the Shadow Canyon, all the way up to this first peak here, which is South Boulder, and then traversing to Bear and onward north, hitting all the major ones, and you can't really see it down there, but that's the last one over here. The smaller one is Sanitas. So the Boulder Skyline Traverse this morning, going to meet with Callie. She's going to leave her car there, drive back this way, and leave my car here, and then do something together. And a pretty cool setup that I'll talk about in a bit. I'm running late though, so gotta go. Bye. Okay, that is South Boulder Peak done. So Callie and I did the Shadow Canyon together, and then she split and started to do Bear. Well, I'm going to go now a couple more peaks. So I'm going here next. Bear, here, and then that way. Oh, my arm's in the way. Bear, peak that way. Let's go catch Callie. Okay, so I just got to the top of the green, coming back down now. It's just a quick go out and back. I caught Callie maybe like 10, 12 minutes before we split again. So I saw her real quick. And then coming to, I did green by myself. Now I'm descending for quite a while actually. But it's a lot of this stuff. It's just very choppy. And then hitting Sonatas. It's awesome. Okay, wow, that was a lot. Way too hot, way too sweaty, way too overheated. Ended up doing 14.25 miles at a 13.48 minute per mile pace. It was like 4,600 feet of gain. And yeah, it's just way too warm. 33 degrees Celsius, which is like 92, 93 degrees Fahrenheit. And just really exposed. Like once you get up on the ridge up there above the tree line, like there's not much reprieve from the sun. So both Callie and I dipped early. I did the extra little bit to Green Mountain and South Boulder Peak, so I got a couple, maybe one more mile than she did, but we were both out there for about the same amount of time. I had to work pretty hard to catch her. She was hard to catch after that first peak, so worked probably too hard and then paid for it big time when the sun really got to me. I still had fuel left. I had 2 gels still in my pocket, and probably 6 to 8 ounces of water left, but I was in a daze. down the last hill, I was like, I want this to be over. And then Callie had already reached the creek and popped in at that point, so I had 1% battery left, and I didn't want to risk going out with Sanitas and needing help, and or not being able to meet Samantha at the very end, so I pulled the plug there too. So yeah, got 3 hours and 20 minutes of work completed. I'm gonna go rest for a little bit, definitely eat, drink lots of water, electrolytes, do some programming for some clients, and then I might do some sort of biking or hiking afterwards if I want to get some more volume, but that was a pretty good stimulus, so we'll see. So I did try to do something else afterwards in the afternoon. I had a quick nap and then try to go on the treadmill, but my abdomens were just every little spot was cramping up. So pulled the plug on that pretty quickly. But it's Sunday, which means that it's summary day of the rest of the week, or I guess the past week. So let me pull up my Garmin Connect here and go through the past week from Monday, July 6th until today, which is the 12th of July. Monday, 7 miles ran, into a bike, into a cardio session. Tuesday, 10-mile run in the morning, 5-mile run in the afternoon. Wednesday, rest day, just did some walking. It was a big travel day for me. I went up to Wyoming for work. Thursday, 8 miles ran, into a bike, into strength session. Friday, 8-mile run in the morning, into a bike. Saturday was up in Leadville, or in Twin Lakes area. I did 12.02 miles of the actual Leadville course, so I got a good little sampling size there. It took me about 2 hours on the dot. Then today, 14.25 miles, 3 hours and 16 minutes. That was the failed Skyline Traverse where we got most of the way there, but pulled the plug at the creek. And then I tried to do 15 minutes. Well, I tried to do 4 to 5 miles this afternoon and pull the plug at 1.7 miles because my gut was not having it. So that brings our weekly total to 106 kilometers total ran, which translates to about 66 miles. I also, with those miles ran, did some vert, so 2,500 and change meters of vert, which corresponds to a little over 8,000 feet, I believe. And we're feeling good. That was pretty much what I did last week, even with the additional cardio sessions, and which are basically just bikes or sessions at Arsenal where I go to the gym. Yeah, with strength sessions and stuff, I basically matched last week, which is kind of good and needed because next week's gonna be a big bump. I have a race next Saturday, the last Mountain Man Standing that my friend Ryan's hosting and putting on, so that'll be a little bit uptick in volume. I think it's like 28 miles total with a pretty substantial amount of gain, and I'll talk more about it in the coming days and definitely over the course of the next week. So that's the plan. That's what I did this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been enjoying doing this. Some days are harder, some days are easy. But I think that's kind of the point. Got to get through the hard days, and then easy days feel like they're clicking off. So we're getting there. 41 days till Leadville. 6 weeks, or I guess now we're in the 5 weeks, 6 days. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully everyone's good up in Leadville, and we'll keep charging on. Appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow morning.